name is JoAnne, and I'm from Waukesha, Wisconsin, and I'm here today to talk about my third great-grandmother, Anna Abrahamson. She and her family were the first ones on that side to come from Sweden, and I just wanted to talk about that today. The reason that I'm here is I had sent questions to Janie at 815 Stone Scrubbers about 2.5 years ago, asking what to do, because we had this monument that was in the ground, and we were considering putting it upright again, but we weren't sure how to go about doing that. So that's why I'm here, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about that and then a little bit about her life. So in February of 23, I was researching my family burials here of the Abrahamson family, which I knew were on the other side of the cemetery. My great-great-grandfather and my great-grandparents and my grandma's sister were all buried here. But in that process of working with Jeff Welty from the cemetery, I was able to get the lot cards or the burial cards showing burials for the Abrahamson family, and come to find out that that is the parents of my Alfred, who I knew was on the other part of the cemetery. So Anna is here, and her husband John is next to her, and as far as we know, we've not found any headstone for him. But at the time that I contacted Jeff, I said, does she have a marker, because I don't live locally? And he said, well, I don't know, it's February, the ground is frozen, I will get back to you. And you guys can come closer. At the end of April that year, I got a picture from Jeff showing me what he found, a stone. And we could barely make it out, it was so dirty, but my mom's cousin came right over, cleaned it up some more, and sent us some pictures, and I got here like as soon as I could, practically. But I also discovered not only were they buried here, but they have a daughter and her family buried right there. Those curved top stones, 2 rows of them, those are all her daughter's family. So that was in April of 23. It took me almost a year to think, it's really bothering me that it's in the ground, in pieces, and what's going to happen to it. And so I started inquiring, how might we get it restored? And so I was able to contact a company in Missouri that was coming to Rockford, or able to come to Rockford, and they did the work for me. So in anticipation, I was taking all these pictures, and when it was really dirty, we were actually able to make out what her stone says. Because believe it or not, these little squiggles are words. So it says, Anna, wife of J. Abrahamson, died May 22nd, 1868, aged 50 years. The Bible was her guide, and a crown her reward. Blessed are the dead which know the Lord. So you can see there's a crown at the top there. And that's how we found out. The lot card said she died in 1868, but this gave us an actual date of when she died. The work was to begin the day of the eclipse. So I'm here with her, and it didn't end up actually starting that day. It started the next day, but I didn't print a color photo of this, but you can see that the stone was actually settled into the groove of the hill. So we just wanted to have that put upright. So the company came, and they dug it out, laid it on a table on the ground, kind of finding all the pieces, and surprised us by saying, we don't think that it's actually curved at the top. We thought it was. He found these 2 corners in the ground, and they were not visible initially. So I don't remember how far he had to dig, but he was able to find them, and it had snapped off at the base. So he had to recut the corners to fit into the slot that it stands in. And then he built it piece by piece from the ground up. And I'll show you at the end of that day, this is what it looked like with the clamps, and it was still, looking dirtier with the very white. And so just in April of this year, I sprayed it with the biological cleaner, and it looks worse before it looks better. And this is how it was in June, and obviously you can see how it is today. So it's very nice and clean, and it just makes me proud to see her standing on the hill again, having her headstone repaired. But this also caused me to get into my family archives as I was doing all of this. And my family had a picture that had always been labeled by my grandma's sister. It said Grandma Abrahamson, and then in parentheses it said Matilda. But Matilda is the one who married Alfred Charles, the son, who's over there. And she would have been born at the time that this picture was taken. So I have deduced with near certainty that they were just off a generation, and that this is Anna, who is buried here, which is amazing because she died in 1868. So to have a photo of her, I mean, not too far from when she would have died, I'm sure, is just very exciting. So just a little bit about her life. She was born in 1818 in southern Sweden, in this county marked in red there. Her parents were married in 1808, and she was the second youngest of 7 children. 2 of the oldest were half-brothers by her mother's first marriage. She got married one day after her 21st birthday, and they moved around in Sweden a little bit. They had 6 sons and 1 daughter, the daughter being Sophie, who's right here, while they were in Sweden. And their oldest child, a son, died in 1844 at age 3½. In about June 1854 is when they left Sweden and sailed on the bark Howland to Boston, where they arrived on September 9th, 1854, with a new baby in tow. Their daughter, Emma Maria, was born on July 30th during the voyage. Her her baptism record and census records show her being either born at sea or the Atlantic Ocean. So that's just really neat. Most likely the family would have gotten from Boston to Chicago by train, and they did it very efficiently because the ship arrived September 9th. By October 7th, they were already living in Rockford, because that's when their daughter was baptized in Chicago, and it stated that they were living in Rockford. We discovered, or actually just in the last week or two, I discovered that my ancestor, Alfred Charles, he was born Carl Alfred, but there was actually another baby, Carl Alfred, born about 2 years before him, who was deceased at the time of his baptism. So I thought mine was the only one born in America, but there were 2, but he's the only one who survived. She died, Anna died just 2 weeks after Alfred's 9th birthday, and it's very hard to trace the family after that point, but her husband went on to live until 1891, so another 23 years, and my great-great-grandfather Alfred and his sister Sophie, who's buried there, and their brother August, they remained connected through their lives. In terms of the other daughter, Emma, who was born at sea, and the other 2 sons, I really don't know what happened to them. It's possible those sons were born early enough that they could have been late teenagers. They could have served in the Civil War. I'm not sure. But we do have some family pictures that survive. This is my great-great-grandfather Alfred, his sister Sophie, and their brother August. This is Alfred again with the sister Emma, who was born on the voyage. And this photo is labeled as a brother, John Abrahamson. So I know he must have lived to at least about age 20-ish, but I really don't know where he went to after that. And I've just really come to love this cemetery. I've got 5 generations of my family here. Anna and her husband John are alone in this plot right here, but it gave me great comfort knowing that her daughter's family is just right up the hill there. So that is all about Anna, and hopefully you enjoyed that, and if you have any questions, let me know.